you really shouldn't be in the affiliate business or online marketing business if you don't know how to buy media or drive traffic, right? It's pretty simple. Either you're an affiliate, and so you're pushing other people's products, and in that capacity, you got to figure out where to push this traffic to, or where to push these offers to. Or you're probably a product owner. You own a product. You're a small business, maybe a big business, right? And you've got products to push. You've got to figure out where to put your product in front of people that will actually pull out their credit card and buy. So you got to be doing media buying. It's an absolute essential. If you're not doing it, boy, I don't know what you're doing on this call. You got to be doing it. First off, you know, most of this traffic, most of the world's traffic happens outside of Google. And there's a really important reason that I mentioned this. Not only because it's big, right? If you're not doing media buying outside the world of Google, that you're just missing out on 70% of the world's traffic, but also because more recently Google's not a massive friend of marketers. And I say probably marketers, meaning affiliate marketers, info marketers, those types of people really don't resonate all that well with Google. I'm located in Silicon Valley here. I was born and raised here. I live down the street from Google. In fact, I was on the Google campus today actually with some friends showing them around. But Google isn't the best friend of affiliate marketers right now, and it's likely to remain that way. So for those of you that are PPC guys, SEO guys, really looking at media buying is an absolute essential thing in my opinion. Obviously, you should know now that it's growing exponentially, right? It's absolutely going crazy. Places like Facebook that'll do over $1 billion a year in advertising didn't exist many years ago. So if you look at how quickly the web is growing, it's absolutely astounding how much media you can buy. And again, as I mentioned earlier, it's massively cheap. There's lots of places to buy for very, very low amount of money. Obviously, you can control it anywhere. You can be on a laptop like I'm here in the Bay Area. You can be anywhere and control a large amount of media from a laptop, a cell phone, and an internet connection. And that's oftentimes what I see people doing. There's a new breed of affiliate out there that if you give them a laptop and an internet connection, can really be anywhere in the world, right? And control vast amounts of media from their laptop using kind of the rise of these self-service ad networks that are so prolific right now. You can scale very, very quickly. One of the big misconceptions about media buying is it's very expensive. Well, it's not. You can start with $5 or $10 or $100. But the point here is you can scale this stuff very, very quickly. My biggest affiliate in my last company was a kid. He was a 22-year-old guy that was able to start with $100 and scale upwards of $300,000 to $400,000 in a single day in terms of volume of ad spend. He did that over a period of about 3 or 4 months. So that gives you the idea that you can scale this media quickly. And so obviously media that you can buy profitably, you can scale very, very fast in doing media buying. It's very low risk, high reward. Look, I'm not a gambler. I just got back from Vegas. I was speaking at Mike Filsame's event out there. I'm not sure if any of you know Mike Filsame, but he's a good marketer, great marketer in fact. But look, I don't gamble. Media buying is very, very low risk. You know your cost going in. If you can do some math, some media buying math, I call it, you understand very, very quickly if you're profitable or not. The reward can be very, very, very high. Again, it's one of those things that allows you to watch what's going on each and every day and make money day after day if you know what you're doing. And finally, if you're a business that has all your eggs in one basket, like a lot of people do, many people start with Google. That's the great news. Google made it, very easy for small businesses and affiliates to get into the market. The bad news is if you're stuck with Google, if you're sitting on Google right now and that's your only source of traffic, you probably got to be staying awake at night wondering when you'll get that letter from Google, which I've gotten on multiple occasions, and many people that I know have gotten the kiss of death from Google, labeling you a bad guy, right? So all your eggs in one basket is not a good idea. As I mentioned earlier, media buying is absolutely blowing up right now. Over 1 trillion ads served in the third quarter. The amazing statistic here, obviously, I think, is that Facebook serves 25% of those ads now. And that's a real testament to what's going on in Facebook right now. Facebook is absolutely blowing up, and they're eating up the lion's share. Well, they're growing very quickly. I think it was just recently announced they're bigger than Google here in the States. But knowing how to buy on Facebook is, I think, in my opinion, going to be an absolute necessity. The awesome thing about Facebook is their interface is so painfully easy that most of you that are affiliates that understand how to set up campaigns and do cost per click pricing should find it fairly simple. But look, there's little doubt that media buying is absolutely blowing up. Display-based advertisers are just going crazy right now. 1.2 billion ads is an awful, awful, awful lot of ads, and that's just in the U.S. You can be doing media buying anywhere in the world in any different country based on all the ad networks that support that. Okay, so look, there's really three main reasons that scare people away from media buying, and after having done this for 11 years, I hear it over and over again. It's the same general fear that people have about media buying and a lot of misconceptions about media buying. All right, so people think that media buying is complicated. Well, it definitely can be complicated, no doubt about that. It can be complicated for a number of reasons. One is there's massive, massive amounts of misinformation out there. It's a very, very hot topic right now, and as you might expect with hot topics, you get a lot of instant experts out there teaching this stuff, and quite frankly, they teach it incorrectly, in my opinion. So that can be massively confusing. As I mentioned, there's thousands of places to buy media, right? You got to know where to buy. That can be confusing because there's lots of places that'll take your money. It can be confusing because most people don't know what the math is like. But again, that ought not to be something that holds you back. Learning the marketing math should be fairly straightforward. But again, the good news here is that there's a lot of material, not just mine, but massive amounts of free information that will teach you how to be an effective media buyer. So that's usually what stops people. People also think, number two, that it takes too long to learn. Well, again, it does take a long time to learn. Most people out of the gate will fail. And again, if I'm the first one to tell you that, I'm sorry, but it does take some patience. You need some patience to understand how this game is played. Number three, most people assume it's expensive. And actually, it was expensive back in my day. In my day, you had to do minimum $10,000 to $25,000 buys and hope to heck these campaigns worked. And if they didn't work, you'd have to optimize them very, very quickly, or you'd be losing a lot of money. Nowadays, as you guys probably know, there are places like self-service ad networks that you can get you going for a little less than $50 or $100. I think Facebook, you can actually start with $5. So don't let that stop you from media buying. These are three things that I hear over and over again, but honestly, they're bad excuses, right? They're poor excuses because you can get over these barriers very quickly with a little bit of teaching, somebody teaching it to you, some patience, and some understanding of how this game works. All right, so let's talk about what media buying is. Now, look, this is going to be perhaps, what do I say? It's I'm not going to blow you away here with my definition. That's on purpose because media buying is exceedingly simple in terms of its definition. Now, it's definitely an umbrella definition, meaning that it covers a lot of different things. But simply media buying is paid online advertising. It doesn't need to get any more expensive than that. The moment you pull out your credit card to place an ad on Facebook, you're media buying. The moment you do it on Google with PPC or Google Content Network or any other ad network, you're media buying. And again, I'm a massive proponent of it because when you pay for something, you usually get much, much better treatment. Obviously, it comes in many different formats. There's hundreds of different banner ads. The IAB has some standard ones, but there's literally hundreds of different banner ads you can buy, text ads, video ads. You guys have probably seen this, right? All the different ads out there that they're out there. It's fairly simple. Some are text-based, as you can see here. This is probably an ad from Pulse 360, but it's fairly basic. Again, this is a very, very obviously shortened list of where people buy media, but there's thousands of places to buy media, hundreds of thousands of places to buy media. And look, as I mentioned earlier, it's